So two things. First, in this video, we're going to be going over ref locals and returns. And secondly, I have refactored this project to make it a little bit cleaner. So you'll notice the binary literals and digit separators. If I go inside, you'll see this is the same code that we've written a few videos ago, but I just put it in another class that's nicely named, and it has a method run so that we can then use that in the main program so you can see them one by one organized in their appropriate class. And once again, this is going to be on my GitHub so you can access them easily and play around with the code and try to see how you can write your own examples just to learn about these concepts. So with that said, let's write the code inside of ref locals and returns. I will go inside. As you can see, we have the method run. And this is a new feature which I'm going to be writing in this project because there was no any place in the applications that we've written to be able to replace the existing code with the new feature. So that's why I'm going to make a brand new example. So first thing first, I'm going to declare an array. I will say private int, then I will name this number array. And then I will say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's check this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. Now I will say ref locals, just a comment. And then I will say array element by value. So I will say array element by value equals number array 5. Then I will say array element by value equals 600. Then I will say console write line. And by the way, I'm going to be going over all this just in a second. Just bear with me. I want to write the code first. I'm going to say sixth element of number array has value of, and then I'm going to say 5. So getting the sixth element of the array. Now let me just continue on with the code. This next section is going to be pretty similar to this. And I'm going to say ref in here. Going to say ref in here. And I'm going to say array element by ref. So you'll remember from the examples that we did, value versus reference types. If you don't remember, please rewatch that video because it's going to help with this example a ton. Okay, so then I'm going to still change the value, but gotta change the variable name. So I'm going to say 600. And sixth element of number array has value of, and we're getting the sixth element. Great. So let's go over this. What am I doing here? I'm getting the sixth element. So I'm saying 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the sixth element. Now, I'm getting that and then storing it into this variable. Then I'm changing the value of that variable. Then what I'm doing is I'm printing the value of the sixth element again. Okay, so your guess is that, the value will go into this variable, then you're going to change this variable. And the question is, if you put the value in this variable and then you change the number of this variable, will that change the number in here, or will it stay the same? So we'll see. And that's the difference between value types and reference types. Remember, value types is just a copy. Reference types, it's a pointer. So now in C#7, what we can do is we can locally, inside of our methods, declare reference variables. So we can say that our variable here is a reference type, meaning that it's an integer, but it's going to be an integer that's pointing to a certain value. It's not a copy of that value. So when we're saying get the 6th element of the array, it's not a copy of that value. It is saying literally this guy is going to point to here. So when we're changing 600, when we're changing the pointer to 600, it's saying, well, I'm pointing to this guy. If you change me, you're changing this. So you're literally saying 600 is going to replace the 6. And we will see that that is true. Let me run this. And you can see this is the previous example, the 7 and this big number. So 6th element of number array has value of 6. This is the first example. 6th element of number array has value of 600. And that's the reference type. So that's it. We're able to declare reference type variables. Now, let me do one more thing. I will go ahead and I will say ref int get ref of index. And then I will say int index. And then I will say return ref number array. So let me see. Oh, I just didn't put a space there. Number, so let's just do it again. Number array. And then I'm just going to simply say index. So this is a method that's going to take in an index and then it's going to grab the index from the array and it's going to return the reference to that element. So let me write a couple of more lines of code. I'll say ref returns. Ref returns. So I will say int by value equals, not ref, get ref of index. I will say 4. And then I will say ref int by ref. And this is going to still use the same method, get ref of index 4. And then, after I have these values, I'm going to play around with them. I'm going to say by value equals 100. And then I'm going to say console write line. And I'm going to say number array. I'm going to print the 5th element, so 4. And the next couple of lines are going to be pretty similar. I'm pretty sure you have guessed what it's going to be. So it's going to say by ref and going to print the same element. Now, let's think about this. We are using this method that's returning a reference to the element. What is going to be here? What is going to happen here? Essentially, when you don't use ref in front of the method that has a ref return type, then what it's going to do is it's going to ignore the reference part of things, and it's just going to say, hey, just give me the value and put that as a copy. So in this case, we're just doing it by value. Even though it has a ref in front of it, because we didn't put a ref in front of this guy, and obviously not in front of this, we also would have to have it. But since we didn't have ref in front of the by value and in front of the method, that means that the value will be copied into by value. And then when we're changing it here, it's going to be the same thing as here. It's not going to change the element in the array. It's just going to change the variable itself here. So by ref, as you can notice, we're saying ref, so we're getting the pointer to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 to this element. And then when we change it to 100, this will go from 5 to 100. And when we print it, you'll see that it's 100 in fact. So let me print this out, or run it so I can print it out. And you'll see that, in fact, it's saying 600, and then 5, which is this guy, and 100, which is this guy. So that's it for the ref locals and returns. I hope this example helped, and if you have any questions, please leave them in the Q&A section.